Thank you, Nabila, for having me. First of all, when you're landing in such a condition, there is something called the decision height or the minimum descent altitude, and there is a visibility minima for all the pilots for the aircraft for the runway or the airport you're landing in. In case the pilot finds that the visibility is below his minima, even getting down to that height, then he generally goes, takes off again, or he what we call as go around. And he may divert, he may plan again to land, but in most cases he may divert, and all the aircrafts are carrying ample fuel to divert to a nearby airfield or even at a distance. Now, in such a case here, what we are suspecting is that the visibility was within the minima, so the visibility wasn't an issue. But what was an issue was supposedly waterlogging on the runway. The biggest problem with the aircraft is the momentum, the mass into velocity. A big aircraft, a lot of mass and huge velocity. When it lands at that speed on a wet runway, then there's a phenomena called aquaplaning or hydroplaning which happens. In simple terms, there's a very thin layer of water which forms between the wheels and the runway, and the aircraft can skid, and it can be so dangerous that even at the thickness of 0.1 inch of a layer of water, such hydroplaning can happen. There are ample systems in the aircraft. You have anti-braking systems, you have other systems in the aircraft and even on the runway with grooves and all today to take care of such a phenomena. But in case the speed is very high and in a lot of other situations which can happen, that the aircraft goes off the runway, he must have pressed the brake too hard. The aircraft went off the runway into the grounds next to you can see that grass on the engines. There the engine must have got damaged, the tire burst, and then to the taxiway. The aircraft is loaded with fuel. It could have toppled at such a speed and anything could have happened. Air India was always at fault at a lot of places, and this particular incident highlighted. And what's surprising is that virtually most of the incidents coming into limelight are from Air India. And it's high time, as Captain Amit said, that we need to take a strict action against the Air India airlines. Operations have to be stopped for some time at least so that, the corrective measures can be done. The confidence in people can come back.
Pilot fearing a takeoff aborted while the aircraft was at a speed of 155 kilometers per hour. This happened now.
Before V1, in case there's an emergency which comes up, we can abort the takeoff, and this is what the pilot did at this particular time at 155 knots. He knew there was an emergency, a technical problem. He aborted the takeoff very safely and everybody is safe. So it's a good decision on the part of the pilot in this particular incident as we can see it. But in case of the other incident where the pilot was hellbound on landing, as Captain Amit said, then we have to actually see whether it was the pilot who was forcing the landing, or we have to also question the ATC that in case there was waterlogging on the runway, why was the information not conveyed to the pilot that there is waterlogging, or the other aircraft which has landed before and they must have told something. There are people on ground telling. So all these communications have to be assessed.